What's up, everybody? It's your boy Baker, and we're back at it again. We're coming to you here from some lookout point here in Breckinridge, Colorado. We're up here in the slopes. You can see the slopes behind me. I want to turn the camera on for a second and just share some thoughts with you that I had about trying new things. I think that a lot of us sometimes get into this mode where we get into our comfort zone, our comfort bubble, and we don't want to leave it, even though we're not super happy with where we're at. I think the old expression, like the devil that you know is better than the one you don't. But the caveat on top of that is maybe it's not, because maybe if you move, there won't be a devil at all. And I think whether it be a job or whether it be a place to live, whether it be a relationship, we get stuck in the comfort zone and we're afraid to try something new. Even if it's a relationship, maybe not necessarily a different person. If it's like a significant other, maybe it's just changing things up, trying a different approach to the way that we talk to each other, the way that we respect each other. I think can be a really positive boon, especially if it's something if you're feeling stagnant or if you're feeling like you're not super content and super happy. I think that if instead of being comfortable, we start to explore our options. So take a job, for example. Say we're a car salesman and we're not super happy being a car salesman. We don't like the hustle. We don't like pushing people to buy stuff and whatever the reason may be. And so you're like, there's got to be something better out there. But you're getting paid good money, and so you stay. Here's what I'm going to suggest to you. Find a few things, 3 or 4 different jobs that you would think are like mildly interesting. That you're like, hey, I can maybe see myself doing this. This might be cool. And then just go for it. 110% go for it. Because guess what? The best case scenario is you go for this other job and you absolutely love it. And you go nuts, and you're like, you start to enjoy your life. You start to enjoy maybe the benefits that the job has. You start to enjoy the actual job or the people that you're working with, whatever it may be. You're just stoked for it, right? Worst case scenario is you don't like it and you can go back to what you're doing before. But now, here's the bonus. But now, when you're sitting there selling cars and you're like, I don't know, maybe the thing was a stockbroker, right? But now when you're sitting there selling cars, you're like, you don't even think about being a stockbroker anymore. You're not sitting there wondering, well, what if I was a stockbroker? Because you've already tried it and you've ruled it out. You're like, no, that's not the job for me. And so you can put that out of your way now, and you can now still focus on the other 2 or 3 different jobs that you may be interested in. Go and try that. I'll tell you, I was living in Florida working as a general manager for a convenience store. I had a great boss down there, great boss. I had a great team around me, and I was being paid really good. But something just wasn't clicking. I just wasn't super happy with the location. Like, I needed mountains. I needed something to hike. I needed some more outdoor activities. And unless you're doing like a bunch of water stuff, there just wasn't a whole lot there. And so I was like, I'm going to jump ship. I'm going to go to Nashville. And I knew I was going to risk being paid as much. I knew I was going to risk not having a graded boss. I knew I was going to risk the team. And guess what? I did. I lost all those. I didn't have as good a team. I didn't have as good a boss. And I wasn't making as much money. But I got to hike over to the Smokies. And I also figured out during that year that I was there that Nashville wasn't the place for me. I was like, I can rule this out. I don't ever have to think about, man, I really want to live in Tennessee. I want to try Tennessee out. I can now rule that out. It's like, nah, Tennessee is not my spot. And guess what? I called my old boss. I was like, I got 3 months left at this company. Called my old boss down in Florida, like, can I just transfer back there and work the 3 months out? Sure, absolutely. Boom, done. I'm back in Florida, back with the team, back with the boss, back with the big pay. You can always go back, is what that experience taught me. Always go back. And then I decided to go from there out to Colorado. And I was like, all right, I'm moving out to Colorado, I'm moving out to Summit County. I'm looking for a job, and it's like a lot of hospitality. Everything's hospitality out here. And I was only going to stay for a season, so I was like, all right, I know how to cook. I've been cooking for a while. I'll get a job cooking at like a brewery or something, which I did. And the whole time I'm worried, like, man, I'm going to take such a huge pay cut. I'm not going to make any money. This is going to be nuts. Why I'm taking a real step back in my career. Here's what ended up happening. I came out here with the mindset of, I don't care what happens, I'm going to succeed. Like, I'm going to bring a great work ethic. I'm going to bring a great attitude. Like, I'm going to be pumped. I'm going to, whatever job I do, I'm going to knock it out of the park. And so I came out and entry-level cook position, worked for like two months, and they were like, yeah, we're going to promote you to a lead. And in that position, if I worked the same amount of hours, 50 hours a week, which they said, hey, you can have as much overtime as you want. If I worked 50 hours a week, the same as I was working at the convenience store, I was making the same amount of money. The same amount of money. And virtually no responsibilities as far as like managing other people. Come in, hardly any stress, free food, free meals, and like, it was crazy. And then the 2 days off, it's like, you're getting those 2 days off. Nobody's calling you, nobody's pestering you. And it's like, had I not taken that jump, had I not been like, you know what, YOLO, I'm going for it. I know I could lose the boss, I could lose the team, I can lose the pay, but I'm going for it because I want to experience hiking in Colorado. I want to experience mountain snowboarding and mountain biking and just go. I would never have known. I would have always thought, I'm just, man, those cook jobs, they're just not going to pay as much. Without realizing, bam, no, they are paying as much. All you got to do is come out with that attitude. So 2 things I've really learned in the past couple years. One, try new things, because the worst case scenario is you rule those places out. You rule those jobs out. Maybe you rule the approach to your relationship out. So you're that much closer to finding that happy place, finding that job that you're super content with, finding that career that you're super content with, finding that person maybe even that you're that you're super compatible with, and that you're great for each other. But you got to bring an attitude. You got to bring an attitude that says, I'm going to be okay, right? I'm going to handle it. Whatever comes down the pipe, I'm going to bring that work ethic. I'm going to bring that attitude that is going to succeed, that successful attitude. And as long as you bring that, everything's going to be all right. And you're going to get that much closer to really being happy. All right, that's all I got. From Breckinridge, Colorado, your boy Baker is out.